Hi there. Welcome to the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. We are broadcasting from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I'm Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio.
I'm Amber West with the Rome Floyd Chamber, and we are joined today by Mary Rico Evans, our office manager at the Chamber, and then Ciara McKnight from A Teen's Choice, and Lynn Green from PFLAG.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
How are we doing? You also mentioned Caroline, the intern, is here.
Yes, we have Caroline, the intern from A Teen's Choice.
She's not mic'd up. She's just over there.
She's hanging out today.
She's the studio audience. So thank you for being here. Hello again. Thank you for being here. Okay, so just off the top, we kind of like to go around for just a minute or two to kind of get a big overview of what your organizations are about. And then, the conversation just kind of goes where the conversation goes. So, Lynn, let's start with you. All right, I did a little bit of Googling, but PFLAG is this acronym. So if you could tell us a little bit about what it stands for and what your organization does, which I think will be self-evident once you tell us what the acronym stands for.
Well, and actually, it is no longer an acronym.
Okay.
It is its own word because the old acronym isn't really current language. So we were thinking of changing the name of the organization, but PFLAG is so well known nationwide that we just refer to ourselves as PFLAG. And I am the president of the PFLAG Rome chapter, which started last fall. And so we are a support for the LGBTQ plus community, their parents, friends, families, and allies.
So that's interesting. So the PFLAG initially stood for, but it's become its own word. It's right. Like what did it initially stand for? Parents, friends, and family.
Lesbians and gays.
Yeah, right.
And little outdated wording. Right. So we don't use the acronym anymore.
But you kept the brand.
We kept the PFLAG brand.
There you go. I gotcha. Okay, so we'll dive into that a little bit more. Okay, and Ciara, with A Teen's Choice, tell us a little bit about your organization, please, ma'am.
All right. So A Teen's Choice is basically an organization that focuses on youth girls, where we help with mentoring, social skills, independent skills, any mental wellness. So anything that they need, we try to meet that. So we also have a focus on literacy, where we're able to help our seniors go on college tours, help them with FAFSA, college applications, anything that they need. So it's an overall organization that helping our youth girls succeed.
Okay. Are these both nonprofits?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're set up officially nonprofits. And A Teen's Choice, are you a local organization started by you?
Yes, sir. It's local. It started by Ciara McKnight.
Okay. What led you to do this?
Honestly, A Teen's Choice, like I tell everyone, I was running away from trying to work with girls, but it kept bringing me back. And I wanted to give them back what I wish that I had. I was a first generation college student, graduate with my master's as well. So I felt like a lot of people helped me along the way, and that's what I want to give back to these girls, helping them, let them know, like, I see you. I wasn't into sports, academics. I just barely did what I needed to graduate. So I wanted to be that person where I see you, I hear you, and I'm here for you. So that's what I provide for the girls.
So you kind of remembered what it might have felt like to maybe be overlooked or feel like the worlds were battling against you, and that's what inspired you to do this.
Yes, sir.
All right, how long have you been doing it?
I started Teen's Choice it started off as a curriculum back in 2019. Now I would go to the Boys and Girls Club, to Model Elementary, just different organizations, just providing a group. And then it turned into a nonprofit in 2020.
Okay. And PFLAG is national, though. Yeah.
PFLAG is a national organization.
So you're the Rome representation.
Yes, we are our own 501c3, though.
Okay.
Each chapter is individually.
And so tell us how you got involved. What inspired you to bring this to Rome?
So I am the parent of an LGBTQ teenager.
Okay.
And when he came out, I needed somebody to answer my questions because I didn't have the answers. And there was nobody that I knew in Rome that could answer my questions. And so I ended up being connected with another mom of an LGBTQ teen. She happened to live on the other side of the state, and she invited me to attend her PFLAG meetings. Which was fantastic because the pandemic had just started. Everything was virtual. So I became a regular at the Johns Creek and Sandy Spring PFLAGs meetings. And then I had to bring it to Rome because there is nothing here like this for families
And when did you do this? When did you bring it to Rome?
We started conversations last March of 2021. By August, we were an approved 501c3, and we have had meetings since October.
Okay.
So about 6 months.
So what kind of participation are you getting, and how are you off to a great start?
We are.
Good.
Yes. My first meeting back in March of last year was with two local ladies, and I said, can this even happen here? Is this something that would work in Rome and Floyd County? And they were so supportive. So we held an interest meeting online, a virtual one. We had over 30 people call in to that first just brainstorming meeting. And so that was incredibly energizing, and so throughout the pandemic, as it got started here, we went through all of the hoops for PFLAG National, and then also all the hoops to become a 501c3. And that became official back in August.
But for both of you, when did you become members of the chamber? Just as soon as possible to help with your network connectivity?
I waited. I went to a few groups back in 2018. And then when I became a nonprofit, I kind of waited a little while, but I joined last month.
Oh, okay. So brand spanking new. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. And we joined just a few months ago. And part of that is PFLAG has no funding. And so we are an entirely volunteer-run organization. However, we are fortunate to partner with a great group of people with Rome Pride and have been able to use their resources to help us become chamber members.
Amber, speaking for the chamber, people tend to think chamber for-profit businesses, but you guys have all kinds of nonprofit representation, don't you?
We do. We have many nonprofit members, and Eric, who was on with us last time, he is in charge of our nonprofit organization group, and they get together and talk about all the needs that are in the community, where they can help each other, because it's, while we can connect them with other businesses who can help, but when we help them connect with other nonprofit organizations, we see a really big impact and a really big change.
Right. And Mary, you're office manager, right? So are you really the one in charge?
She's the boss.
I'm the first person in the front line. Yes, I would say that. I'm always the first person anyone talks to when they come in or call the chamber. So I connect you with the right people.
What's your background? How long have you been at the chamber, and what's your background?
Oh, yeah. So I actually joined the chamber back in August of 2021. So about 10 months now, I think. I'm saying that correctly. And so a little bit about me. I am originally from Rome. I was born and raised here. I was born at Floyd Atrium now.
I was born when it was Floyd Hospital.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Then it became medical center.
Yeah. I graduated from Rome High School back in 2014, and then I went on to study psychology at Kennesaw State University, and I graduated my Bachelor in Science.
Okay, mm-hmm. and then the chamber called.
Yeah, well, yeah. They did. Actually, before I worked at the chamber, I was a manager for Publix for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I always find it interesting, some of the eclectic mix of people. Some people find a career and they're just forever.
Yeah.
And some people bounce around 10 times. So, ladies, Ciara, what is your full-time profession, or is this your full-time gig now at a Teen's Choice?
I would say a Teen's Choice is my full-time job, but I also work at Kennesaw State. I teach there as well.
Okay. So, yeah, because you got to pay the utility bills, right?
Yes.
got to pay the bills. So is the goal to try to grow a Teen's Choice? And where are you now with, is it just you? Do you have a lot of volunteer support?
Yes, sir. It's me. I do everything, but I also have a lot of volunteer support. Caroline from Barry. I have a lot of
studio audience, Caroline.
Yes. I have a lot of workers that come from Barry. I have a lot of friends that come in and volunteer, but mainly everything is ran by me.
Okay. So how do you connect with these young ladies? Is it, do they reach out to you? Do teachers put you in touch with somebody they think might need your counseling, or how does that work?
A lot of it is word of mouth.
Okay.
My social media presence, I would host a group, and then I have people sign up, and then a lot of parents are like, hey, my child started going to a teen's choice. I saw these improvements in my child. And so then they would tell the next parent, then the parent would call me. So a lot of the referrals that I receive are word from mouth.
So you're looking for funding. Everybody's looking for funding, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what are some of the things that I was not a teenage girl, obviously. So tell me what they're up against. It's a different generation. Social media. We hear about bullying. What are you coping with on a daily basis?
I would say social media would be number one, and it was more
of just how that affects.
With their identity, trying to find out who they are. So that kind of plays a part of like, who am I? Because social media is telling me that I am this person, but I might feel like this person. So a lot of them is trying to find out who they are. So that's why a mainly thing that we do is identity and self-esteem, because that plays a part with each other. If I'm feeling low about myself, anyone can tell me anything and I will believe it. But as long as I'm building my self-esteem, I'm going to know who I am. So that's the main thing that we try to get out of a teen's choice, for you to find out your true identity so you can become the person that you want to be and not what society telling you to be.
Well, and so much on social media is when you're scrolling through somebody else's stuff, that's not their real life necessarily. They're showing you the best of
exactly
oh, look at me having a great day at the beach and I look great in this swimsuit, but that's not reality all the time.
No, sir, not at all. Because we all post the wins, but we never post the losses that we take.
So they're dealing with that at a very formidable age.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, actually, some similar, and I guess in the LGBTQ world, right?
Yes.
Some of those issues as well. So, but your organization comes at it from a unique perspective. You're the surrounding support,
Right.
which to be honest with you, I've never thought about that before. I mean, you said you couldn't get any help. So tell us a little bit maybe about some of the specifics that your organization does to help out.
Sure. So right now we have monthly support meetings, and those right now are only for age 18 and up. We have a group of trained facilitators that have gone through the PFLAG training that facilitate those meetings, and those are for members of the LGBTQ community, for their family members, we have, cousins show up that say, I just don't know what to say to my cousin when he, after he came out to me. We also have community members that are just allies and want to know how to better support our community.
What would you say to somebody? How do you answer that question? The person who says, I don't know what to say to my cousin who just came out.
I mean, there's a whole lot of things not to say and a whole lot of things to say.
Okay.
The first question that I would always ask is, how confidential is this? Are you telling me in order to keep it private, like in trust?
Right, yeah.
Because there are a lot of, especially kids right now, that are out at school and are afraid to be out to their families. So if you are a teacher and a child comes out to you, it's really, really important to not go immediately talking to the parents about it, because they might not know, and that might be a bad situation for that child.
That's interesting. Ciara, do you deal with that where sometimes the self-esteem issues, they feel maybe more comfortable talking to you than they might be with their own family?
Absolutely. That's the main, if someone is referring them to me, it's more of like, they would not talk to me. But then when they get in the office, it's a safe place. I don't live with you, so I can just be as honest and open to you, and you can be as honest and open to me. And then I let them know the confidentiality is that what you tell me, unless you want to harm yourself or harm someone else, it's between us. And a lot of kids just want to feel safe. They want to feel heard. And sometimes as a parent, you're not able to see their point of view. So I think it's easier for me because it's like, I'm not your parent right now. I'm your mentor.
Right. Well, you mentioned this earlier, but you just deal with young ladies, right? Mm-hmm. And no, not teen boys or anything.
No, just strictly teens.
Teen girls. And so, Lynn, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Some of the other things that maybe the ways that can be supported.
Yeah. The biggest thing is, I think if somebody chooses to come out to you, that is showing an incredible amount of trust that they have in you. And so just, talk with them, again, how, what do you need from me? How can I best support you through this? Just because someone comes out to you, they don't necessarily want to be your learn all about gay people person. They want,
Right.
everybody has individual experiences. And so it is an honor and a privilege for somebody to come out to you. And it's okay to ask questions, but they are not Google. And, go and educate yourself on whether they're gay or bisexual or transgender. What does that mean? How can you best support? Because there's a lot of resources out there. If you don't know where to find them, come to our website, email us. We will hook you up.
And you mentioned this was personal for you. That's how you got involved.
Yes.
So were you feeling, lack of a better word, were you feeling clueless yourself? Were you about how to handle it?
Yes.
And that's kind of why you reached out. What did you learn through the process?
I learned all of the things that I said with good intentions, but they were all the wrong things. And that's okay though, because myself and my child's father, we did the best that we could. We answered questions, we talked through it. We made sure that we had our child in therapy and we were in therapy. And so we could talk through emotions. And that's one of the biggest things, especially for parents, is if you are struggling with your child's sexual identity or gender identity, it is completely okay to struggle. But please don't struggle constantly in front of your child, because that is what harms them the most, when they see that they are not accepted by their own parents. And so if you are not accepting, if you just can't wrap your head around it, get some help. And we're here. We have got a huge group of support, of volunteers that are already backing PFLAG, and we haven't even been around that long. And so there's hardly a situation that we come across that we don't know somebody who's been through that or dealt with that.
Well, Ciara, you mentioned that part of the issues with young women is social media. Is there anything else that they're dealing with, like at school or things like that where people can help they just may not be aware of, that you can maybe fix on the front end? Or what else are they dealing with when they come to see you?
Mostly of the girls that deal with it is identity. It's far and few that girls say I'm being bullied at school. It's just mostly that they do not fit in, or they don't know how to fit in. So it might be, well, I want to hang with these girls, but these are the popular cheerleaders or basketball players, but I don't fit in with them. So it's mainly just, I do not fit in.
So it's the old clique thing of high school where you got the jocks and the popular and yeah.
And that's why I say it plays a lot on social media, because everyone wants to go viral, TikToks, and they want to be the best dancer. They want to be the best person at it. And so it's so much pressure that they're dealing with, because they want to show up for everyone so they can be seen, so they can be heard, and they lose themselves while doing that.
Right. So are you guys, are y'all seeking funding? What do you need from our listeners? Corporate sponsors or donations or volunteers? What do you need?
All of the above.
I was going to say all of the above as well.
Yes. No, and I'll talk from the PFLAG perspective. Our membership runs from October through September, so you can become a member of PFLAG. It's a very small fee. It's $30 for a year. 15 of that goes to PFLAG National to support all of the literacy and all of the materials that they support us with, along with some online programming. They've got a podcast. They've got amazing resources.
Podcasts are cool.
They are. They're very cool, especially when you can do them in person.
That's
and
right.
then the other $15 stays here local. We have been very, very fortunate to partner with Rome Pride, which is a big deal for Rome coming up. At the end of June, we're having a Pride weekend, which generally happens in Atlanta or Chattanooga. And it's needed here. And so we have an entire weekend planned with lots of corporate sponsors, local sponsors, family businesses, lots and lots of events the weekend of June 24th through 26th. And the support for that has been absolutely amazing.
And you've got Wednesday, June 1st. We've got an event, right, Mary?
Yes, it's PFLAG's ribbon cutting on June 1st. So I invite everyone to come out and support Lynn and all her team. We're very excited.
Thank you. So are we.
Yes.
And where will the ribbon cutting be?
The ribbon cutting will be at the chamber office.
Okay.
Yes, we do not have a location. So we are doing it at the chamber.
Your location is wherever you and your cell phone are.
That's correct. Yes.
And your laptop.
Yes.
Same with you, I bet. Is your
We're located 303 East 1st Avenue, and our ribbon cutting is June 16th at 2:00 if you would like to attend.
Yes.
Oh, so you have a brick and mortar.
Yes.
Oh, good for you. Amber, did you have something? Did I cut you off?
No.
Oh, okay. You had a look on your face.
Nope.
So how would people, you say you're seeking funding volunteers. What's some contact information, or how can they reach out to you?
Sure. For PFLAG, we have a website. It's PFLAG, PFLAG, RomeGA.com. I'm sorry, .org.
Yeah.
.org. And we also have an email address. It's the same. It's pflagromega@gmail.com. And we have a pretty active Facebook page as well if you just search PFLAG Rome.
I did want to circle back around with you about, you talked about if somebody comes out to you, the things to say, but you also said there's some things not to say. What's one of the things not to say?
Oh my gosh, I always knew that you were gay. And that's probably one of the most common things. And it's meant to be like a reassuring, like, I knew this is who you are. But for a lot of people that come out, they've been struggling for a long time trying to figure out their identity and figure out their sexual orientation. And to have somebody say, oh, I knew long before you did, it's a little demoralizing, you know? And so, yeah, no matter if you've had thoughts prior to think like, hey, that person maybe, but just support them, ask them again how confidential it is, ask them what do they need from you, and do your research.
How big is your organization now?
We have a board of 6 people right now.
Okay.
And we have not done a push for membership because we really just wanted to get our support.
Well, you just got started.
Going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but on average, last month we actually had our first in-person support meeting. They've all been on Zoom up to this point. We had our first in-person support meeting last week or 2 weeks ago, and we had over 20 people there.
Okay, good. And the idea is just to get the kids, continue to get the word out and to grow. All right. Are you from here originally?
I am not.
Where are you from?
I am from Michigan.
Well, how'd you end up here?
Oh, boy.
Okay. Life, huh?
Yes.
Just, sometimes I ask that question on the show too, because a lot of people are born and raised, and then some people just find their way here and it becomes home.
Yes, no, I came for a boy, and that was 20 years ago, and I just stayed.
Right. And what happened to the boy?
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, this is where you want me to edit.
Yes, please.
Oh, Ciara, where are you from originally?
Rome. I'm from here.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
And where'd you go to school?
I graduated from Rome High. I attended Jacksonville State University.
Okay. And was this just always something gnawing at you that you wanted to do to give back? Or is it a recent development?
No, I believe it was always in me. When I graduated with my social work degree back in 2013, I started working at Murphy Harps, and then I was like, no, I don't want to work with girls. And I started working at Hayes State Prison, and I was like, okay, I want to work with adults. I was like, I'm going to do adults. I don't want to work with kids anymore, but it seemed everywhere I was getting a job at, it always centered around kids. So eventually I hired a life coach, and we kind of navigated through a lot of things, and that's how we birthed a Teen's Choice, the curriculum, and it turned into the nonprofit.
So how many young women are you working with now?
Roughly between 10 to 15, because I do enrollments. Like each month we do enrollment groups. So we have a lot of new ones. We have return girls, and it roughly average between 10 to 15 girls a month.
Is the plan, I mean, would a girl continue to see you for years?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're actually turning it into a 4-year program. So it's like basically when they come in, you can either be in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or tier 4. So that's going to average, like that's going to have us where if you come in at 10, you'll be in tier 1. So this like 5th and 6th grade, and we're going to work on your age group. And then if you come in at 16, you're in tier 3. We're going to help you get your driver license, get you a job. And if you come in a senior, you'll be in our college program. So we're trying to tier it so when the girls come in, we can have them where they need to be at.
And how young do you start?
10.
10. Okay. 10. And up till
18.
18. Mm-hmm. And you're mentoring all that age groups now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So it's like whoever sign up is the group, but I also keep the older kids separated. So if you're a senior, it's a group by itself. But usually everyone that come in is mainly middle school.
Are the issues different, or is it socioeconomic based? Are the backgrounds different, or is this just the commonality? They're teen girls.
Teen girls, yes.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter background or
no, sir.
Whether their parents are divorced or anything. It's just teen girls who need your help.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your contact information?
So we have a Facebook page. It's a Teens Choice Incorporated. We also have an email, a Teens Choice, that's ATEENS Inc. @gmail.com. And the website is a Teens Choice. The email and the website is the same.
The websites can get to be mouthfuls.
Yes.
Also, y'all can go to the chamber website, and all their contact information is on there as well.
Right. Well, any final thoughts? We'll just kind of go around the room here one more time. Anything that you maybe wanted to make sure you mentioned that I didn't ask about, as I call it, the cocktail party without the cocktails, yes. Or any contact information or events coming up, things like that. Let's just circle back around here.
So for PFLAG, I mentioned the support groups. We also do a lot of education. We've done a book club. We actually had an author do the book club for us and talked with us about that. And we do advocacy. Advocacy is more at the national level, but we have a regional director who's working with us. And especially in Georgia, we have the South has the highest LGBTQ population in the country. And Georgia,
really?
Yes, and Georgia is second only to Florida. And so we know the population is here. And despite that, we still see a lot of political bills and laws being put into place against the LGBTQ group. And so PFLAG National is really helping the states with advocacy. And so at the local level, we're able to be involved and tell stories about their experiences, our experiences here in the South.
Okay. Any final thoughts, contact information? We already did your contact information.
We did. I'll just clarify. It's pflagromega.org.
Okay. Final thoughts?
Yes. Although we would love funding from everyone, I want everyone to know that we are a referral source. So whatever you need from us, please feel free to contact us. We are here for our community as well.
So any family member out there listening thinking, hey, I got a teenage girl.
Yes.
Send her your way.
Yes. We want to be a resource for our community.
Good. Caroline, any final thoughts from the intern who does not have a microphone? She's shaking her head no. Mary?
I just want to thank y'all for coming and participating in our podcast and let y'all know y'all are doing such a great job for our community, and I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, one more time, the ribbon cuttings dates.
June 1st for PFLAG, and then at the chamber, and then for Ciara Teen's Choice, it'll be on June 16th at her storefront.
Got those committed to memory. You're not even looking at any notes.
Oh, sorry.
I'm impressed.
Amber, any thoughts to bring us home?
We are just excited to have two great members here today, and so many great members a part of the chamber. So if you have any questions about the chamber, please reach out. We'd love to help you.
Yeah, and I mean, people might not realize nonprofits. Yeah, it just helps.
Huge part.
Yeah, it helps with the network connections and meeting people and getting your name out there. So anyway, ladies, we do appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. You've been listening to the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. We broadcast from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I'm Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio. Thank you so much for listening.